Well, let's get started. So I'm Leslie, for those of you who don't know me, and I have a blog called FashionDuJourDaily.com. It's a fashion turned lifestyle blog. I'm also the founder of a group called Bloggers Like Me, which is a community of entrepreneurs, business women, influencers, and bloggers who encourage entrepreneurship through genuine relationship building. And it's an awesome community. Whitney is a member. There are probably several others on that are members. If you're a member, type BLM so people can see who you are. But hi, you guys. Hi, Fashion Chica. Hey, Fashion Chica, you're looking really good. I don't know what you're doing, what your workout is, but all I know is you had that baby and you were like, boom, body back. What? So good for you. Okay, so we are going to jump into this conversation really quick. I won't be long because, like I said, baby's here. Hey, the Queen's Haven. Hey, girl. I did 21-day fix. Huh. I need to do something like that. How are you eligible to join BLM? To join BLM, you just need to be a woman who is either an influencer, blogger, entrepreneur, businesswoman, and you need to complete an application, which you can find at blmgirls.com. And any other information you need or would like about that group, you can find there. That's blmgirls.com. Thanks, Nick. Nick is actually one of our ambassadors. She's an angel. I love her. So you can go to blmgirls.com and you can join there. We're also on Instagram and all the other social media sites under BLM Girls. So, all right. Okay. So we're going to get started on this conversation this morning. So we are talking about why I can't watch the show Scandal. Okay, so here's the thing. All right, when Scandal first came out, I didn't watch it immediately. But I started to see all the rumblings on Facebook, right? Everybody was like, oh my gosh, it's Scandal Thursday. And, it was just like this huge thing. So I got FOMO and I had to watch. So I started watching. I think I caught an episode live like once or twice. But for the most part, I was watching on Netflix. So I would, I think he just put something in his mouth. Okay, it's a cracker. So I would watch on Netflix, and when you're on Netflix, like you do like a marathon, So when I started watching, I was at home doing nothing with Johnny because Johnny was just born, and so I would turn on the Netflix and watch episode after episode after episode, and like I would do like other stuff around the house in the meantime, but I would be like folding clothes, like. I was hooked. And before I started watching, I didn't really fully get what the premise of the show was. I just saw stuff on Facebook, like all the memes on Facebook with Huck and all this stuff on Facebook, right? So I started watching. So then after watching hours and hours and hours back to back to back, I was hooked. I understood that the premise of the show was the president of the United States and married, having an affair with a woman who was Olivia, outside of a marriage, clearly. And so the thing is, the problem started when I found myself starting to root for Olivia. Root for the mistress, root for the side chick, whatever you want to call her. I was rooting for her, and I was like, gosh, Melly just needs to go somewhere. You know what I mean? It was like, what? Like, how am I? And I'm married. I'm married, and I'm sitting up here like, Olivia just needs to do. She just needs to, and I'm forgetting his name. The president. What's his name, you guys? What's the president's name? Something with an F. I'm like, he just needs to leave Melly. He needs to, just Fitz. Thank you, Nick. I can always count on you. I was like, he just needs to leave her, So I started watching more and more, and like I said, I was hooked, and found myself in a place where I was rooting for the mistress and I was wishing that the wife would like go somewhere and never come back. Yeah, put you in a hard place to choose Olivia or the wife. I didn't see the whole comment, but yeah. So I'm like, I'm like, gosh, why am I rooting for this person? Why is this person who should be the one that we're like not rooting for? Why is she the one that I'm rooting for? And so it just became, I started to struggle with like, should I continue to watch this show or should I not? It goes against what I believe. It goes against, you know, what I want in my marriage. But it's so good. See, that's what I get, right? That's what I get. It was so good though, you know? I felt this way about OITNB and stopped watching. Oh, what's that? What's OITNB? Sorry, guys. What's OITNB, guys? OITNB, I don't know. Hey, is that Toya? Is that you? Orange is the New Black. Oh, okay. I haven't seen Orange is the New Black. I heard it's kind of racy. Some things that go on that are a little bit questionable. But so anyway, so I stopped watching, you know, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch this show. You don't want to watch it. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna watch this show. It's not healthy. You know, I could be spending my time doing things that are more constructive. You know, you guys tap the hearts if you like what we're talking about. Tap the hearts. So I stopped watching for a little while, and then I started to see, I think it was like the end of a season. I watched up like a whole season on Netflix back to back to back to back. Thanks for the hearts, guys. And so I stopped watching, and then the season came back. So here we go again on Facebook. Everybody's like, oh, Huck and Faye, you know. And so I got hooked back in again. So I started watching the show again. And then it came to a point when they were, we started learning more about Cyrus and his lifestyle and like all, and I just was like, oh gosh, this is a sign that I do not need to be watching this, you know? So at that point, I really stopped watching. Like I, for real, deleted it from my, or I don't know. Did I delete it? I think I was watching it on my DVR. I don't know. I was watching it on something, but I stopped watching it. And I just went kind of cold turkey and I stopped watching it. And then the other show came on after that, which was How to Get Away with Murder. Started watching that and I was like, oh, it's like a vicious cycle, you know? So the problem with all of this is, my whole point in this conversation today is being mindful of what we consume. You know, they say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and it's true. I mean, what we see, we internalize. Whether we want to say, oh, it's just fiction. Oh, it's just, you know, for to pass time. It's hard because unless you watch TV, there's nothing Christian friendly. Yeah, it's hard. You have to really search to find wholesome TV. Isn't that crazy? Seems a little backwards, but you have to search to find shows that are, you know, that you can feel comfortable leaving the room with your kids watching without, you know, having to check. But yeah, so your soul is something that you really have to guard. You know, your spirit is something you really, really have to guard. And when you allow, whether it's music, whether it's TV, whether it's movies, whether it's books, you know, even conversations, unhealthy conversations that you are having at work or with friends, all of that feeds into your spirit. All of that feeds into your spirit, and it will manifest in some way, shape, or form. It will manifest through your conversations. So, for instance, if you're upset with your husband for whatever reason, you know, you might get a thought in your head about, you know, lying or something like that. You know, you might, where you wouldn't have had this thought if you hadn't been watching hours and hours of, you know, Scandal, or hours and hours of, or reading hours and hours and books of, you know, 50 Shades of Grey or whatever. You know what I mean? So all of these things, whether or not we want to admit that they are feeding into our souls or not, they are. So you have to be able to balance the good. Make sure that you're in your word, that you're, you know, having healthy conversations with friends and people that you respect and have your best interests at heart, so that outweighs anything else that you might catch or you might decide to watch or listen to. There are so many situations that we hear of where, you know, a marriage that we thought was healthy or thriving turns out isn't, you know, and I believe a lot of it has to do with what we allow to come into our marriage. Again, whether it's conversations, whether it's stuff that we watch, read, or see, or listen to, all of these things play a part in how we're feeding our souls. So it's just really important that we're making sure that we guard ourselves, protect ourselves, and find things. It's going to require that we search things out. It's going to require that we monitor, you know, what our kids are watching, of course, that we monitor what comes on the radio if you're watching the radio. And it's hard. It's really hard. I mean, we don't watch a lot of TV. We don't listen to the radio, but we watch, during football season, we watch the football games, and during basketball season, we watch the basketball games. And sometimes the commercials that come on during, you know, the commercial breaks for those different sporting events, it's like, it's really questionable. There's a lot of horror movies that are out, like, what's that one with it's like the dream, I don't know. There's like some Sinister, I think is what it's called. But there's like all these horror movies that are out, you know, and the commercials come on. I hate horror movies too. I can't watch them. I don't know what it is with these horror movies. People just become addicted to wanting to be afraid. Like, I want to be able to turn off the light and not have to look over my shoulder. You know what I mean? The one with the grandma and the one with okay, so I guess that one is kind of, you guys are both saying the one with the grandma and the grandparents. I don't know. I don't think I want to know what it's about. But but my point is that, you know, even when we're watching something like a basketball game, commercials come on, and it's like, I have to mute or change the channel because this stuff is coming into my home, and I don't want my children, and I don't want to look at this stuff. I don't want to see some crazy, weird, scary person crawling down the stairs. I don't want to see that, because then I'll be thinking about that at night. No, thank you. So we just have to be really careful about what we allow to come into our homes and come into our eye gate and our ear gates. We have to guard ourselves. You have to guard your mind. So I don't know if you guys can hear that, but Johnny is over here having a field day. So it's just really important, like I said, to make sure that we're consuming the right things and having healthy conversations. I think we make the mistake sometimes of saying, oh, well, it's just XYZ. Oh, well, I'm not going to internalize it. It was just XYZ. But the more that you consume it on a consistent basis, the more that you don't even have a choice, the more that it just rests inside of you. And you don't even know. So you'll have a conversation with your husband, you'll have a conversation with your friend, and before you know it, you're saying things and giving advice and responding in a way that is not Christian. Simply put, that is not Christian. And you find yourself in a place where you're like, that's not who I am. That's not what I'm about. So it's just important, like I said, to make sure that you're being healthy. You are what you eat, and you are what you consume in all measures of life, whether it's food, whether it's, you know, again, what you're reading, what you're watching, what you're listening to. There's a lot of healthy, good gospel Christian rap out there that people listen to, that we listen to, that we enjoy. That is just as great as listening to trap music or whatever else music there is out there. Being a Christian is not easy. No, it's not, but it's so worth it. There's not, yeah, I couldn't say it better. You're right, Nick. So that's it for today. Like I said, little one is here, so I don't want to divert my attention away from him for too long. But I'll be back tomorrow, different topic, same theme. And thanks for the hearts. If you're watching on replay, hearts count too. So I'd love for you to share how much you enjoy watching. Okay, I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.